Young Anglicans have been encouraged by the Bishop of Wellington to explore their own ways of expressing faith rather than automatically acquiescing to the culture of their local parish. Around 45 young people from across the Australian Anglican Church gathered in Melbourne to discuss their vision for the church and how they may be radical disciples in their own parishes. Led by Duckworth, Bishop of Wellington, the group established that there was a need for change and that this would come from the crazies, those who want to do something different to what their local church does. Bishop Duckworth used the example of young Raywin. She's a young adult in a local parish that she loves, but she's dissatisfied. There might be any number of reasons for this, but let's say that she thinks the parish could be paying more attention to the needy. She has passion and leadership qualities, so the parish brings her into the hierarchy. Youth group leader, youth pastor, preaching sermons, parish council, theological college, curacy, vicarage. At each step, as her role becomes broader, she is compelled to focus less on the needy she was so interested in helping. By the time she becomes a vicar, says Bishop Duckworth, you've got old leadership in a young body. This is fine for most of the leadership, he says, but for those who are dissatisfied, who feel out of alignment, this is not the right approach. He suggests the young Raywins should be encouraged to move to the edge, that is, given the space to work on what has them dissatisfied and experiment with new approaches. They can be influenced by the parish hierarchy but not controlled. If the new approaches work, the parish may adopt some of the ideas from Raywin's experiment, and as Bishop Duckworth says, help the parish move 4 degrees back to true north.
If you really deeply believe the stuff that you're talking about, then prove it. Get on and actually make it happen. If you're such a great leader, and if you are a leader, then you will gather around you some people. And you will make it happen. So if you deeply believe about the poor, get some people with you and live it. Or if you deeply believe that there should be more miracles in the church, get some people with you and actually pray for some miracles. Or if you deeply believe the church has lost the heartbeat for advocacy, get out there and get arrested with some people. Do it. If you believe it, live it.
Organised as a pre-meeting of the Life in Abundance conference at Trinity College, this was the first occasion that young Australian Anglicans have had the opportunity to formally meet since 2005.
It's been over 10 years since we had a national Anglican youth gathering, and so this was an attempt to have a smaller version of that, but to start a conversation about how young people can be involved in the life of the national church and the local church, how they talk to each other, and perhaps how they can shape the national church and influence the national church to be a bit more unified and maybe focused on some of the bigger issues like climate change and refugees and asylum seekers and the issues that are gospel issues that sometimes we lose because of our divisions over various theological matters.
Most of all, Reverend Dow said that the day was about supporting one another.
A lot of young Anglicans are in churches where there might be 1 or 2 other young Anglicans, and so it gets a bit lonely, that road of being a young Anglican. And so one of the big things I hope they take from this is the recognition of a bigger community and being part of something bigger.